Hey, Banana Splits. I have a new episode of Comic Reviews of Fate. And they're brought to you by my own comic book series, The Red Knight. It's from Primal Paper Comics. You can order issues from the Primal Paper website, as well as my Etsy shop at etsy.com. Check out the links below. I put my heart into this series and do as hard as I can, and I really hope you enjoy it. So please check it out at least. Now, let's get to some big comic books here. Let's go to Image first. I have, what do we got here? I have 4 from Marvel and 1 from Image. Now, that Image is Saga. Saga issue 9. And that's by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. Now, I don't want to give too much away, but the first 6 pages got me excited and broke my heart all at the same time, so I won't really dig too much into that. But mostly this issue deals with the Will and Gwendolyn, and they're meeting for the first time. Now, those of you who are showing up late to the series, Gwendolyn is the ex-fiancé of our hero, Marco, who is now with Alana, and they're escaping everybody trying to kill them or capture them or whatever the hell they're going to do, because they just want to be alone with their baby. But everyone wants a piece of them. So he was originally hired to go get him, and he turned the job down, and Gwendolyn is trying to chase them. Meanwhile, he's dealing with the problem of this child he rescued from this sex slavery, this horrible sex slavery, and he's still trying to get them away. And she had been captured again by the same people he's trying to get rid of, but Gwendolyn decides, hey, you know, I'll help you if you help me. So we jump into rescuing her. And, wow, what a little, kind of violent struggle there. But anyway, the little girl, might be able to help them out as well. We don't see Marco or Alana in this issue, but this is a series that's really pacing, exploring, and stretching out the boundaries of the stories and the characters. This is superior. 5 RAM chips. Go get it now. Drop something you're not crazy about and pick this book up. This is a wonderful series. Highly recommend it. Now, also in the highly recommend department, Daredevil! This is issue 22 by Mark Waid and Chris Sinead. Now, you may have heard that Spider-Man isn't really Spider-Man anymore. He's got his body, but not his brain so much. Doc Ock's brain is in Spider-Man, and Spider-Man is also in Spider-Man's brain, and they're sharing a body, and I don't know. It must be really awkward in the bathroom, I have to just say. I don't even want to think about it. And actually, here, think about this. Doc Ock will now have, like, made time with both Aunt May and Mary Jane. That's, like, a first for any of Spider-Man's villains. Anyway, previously in Daredevil, Kristen McDuffie thought that Daredevil was going crazy, so she asked the only person she could turn to for help, Spider-Man. It's like, hey, Spider-Man and Daredevil are friends, they're buddies, they know each other, he'll be able to help. But, unfortunately, Spider-Man isn't Spider-Man. And, first thing he does is attack the shit out of Daredevil, so they get in a huge fight, and once things look to be their worst, they happen to run into Stopeman, who is busy in a robbery. So he's able to get Spider-Man to help him. And what's interesting is Stopeman has altered after like 80 fucking years with the same costume. Thought, hey, you know what might help my costume? If my arms would stretch too, instead of just my legs. This, by the way, seems to be technology stolen from Doc Ock, which, of course, bugs Spider-Man really bad. What's interesting about the interplay between Daredevil and Spider-Man, of course, they know who each other are, and Daredevil suspects something's weird, but all his senses tell him this is the same guy. It's the same scent, it's the same heartbeat, it's the same way he moves, but something's weird about this guy. I don't know what, but something's off. So anyway, it's a really cool fight. The interplay between the two guys is a lot of fun. There's a lot of this is a lot of fun issue. And then, of course, Matt and Foggy pretty much seem to rebond at the end. And the last page is potentially very disturbing, actually. And maybe heartbreaking. I don't know. It's going to definitely not be a fun storyline for anybody who cares about these characters. So here's hoping for the best. So 5 RAM chips. Love it. Daredevil's just an amazing book. Also, Yo X Factor. This is Peter David. And who's the artist on this? Leonard Kirk. And yes, this is issue 250. Hey, can you believe a comic book is now at 250 where everybody else apparently is not? By the way, I believe Detective Comics is supposed to be closing in on 900 now, and they're not gonna renumber it or something like that. They're probably gonna acknowledge it, like, hey, do you know issue 15 is really 900? Isn't that cool? I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I thought this was new. But I'm sure their fans will react like that. It's like, I don't know. I thought number 1 was just a couple years ago because you're appealing to me, the kids. But okay, issue 250. Man, it's nice saying that. You know, it's almost worth buying a book just for the fucking number. It's like, oh great, it's higher than 20. It's like a building in Los Angeles that's more than 10 stories. But here we go, issue 250. Wolfsbane had a son, and like all X-Men characters that have a baby, they grow up really fast. I guess so we don't have to, I don't know, see them as a child for 50 years. Anyway, he's being chased by Darwin, of all people, trying to kill him because it's important. He needs to die because to save all of humanity and everything. So the instant they get back into New York, they decide to go right to X Factor for help. But of course, that leads into all sorts of things, like some characters we haven't seen for a while, like Guido, and a couple others like trying to kill him. Like, no, this has to be done. He has to die. But they get into a fight. They get teleported, much like the Ninja Turtles issue, actually, to this realm of these, giant, godlike characters that roam the Marvel universe, and things aren't looking too good for our team. Not too bad, not a bad start. So I'm going to give this one 4 RAM chips. Interesting. Let's see what we got. Now, ending a storyline is Avengers Assemble 11 by Kelly Sue DeConnick and Stefano Caselli. And cool artwork, by the way, on the cover. Is this still... No, this is somebody else. They've been having rotating cover artists on these books. I think this one's nice, though. Anyway, last we met our heroes. It started with a simple bet between Tony Stark and Bruce Banner about who could solve the problem first that's going on with a friend of theirs that turned missing. Then, of course, it turned ugly really quick, with parasites infecting people, making them armies for, this bad guy here with the mohawk. Anyway, the problem is actually resolved pretty easily, actually, once we get to the end. Well, maybe not easily, let's just say that. I wouldn't be able to do it. But our heroes are able to save the day. And, man, they kicked the crap out of that guy. Well, anyway, the end is rather humorous because Tony Stark and Bruce, they made a bet like, oh, whoever figures this problem out first has to walk down naked down the street. And they are informed that they technically both lost, so they both have to walk naked down the street, which is hilarious. I didn't even realize this until like the second time I read it, that when Captain Marvel informs them this, Bruce is saying, I'm sorry, what did you say? And Tony's already taking his pants off. He's ready. It's like, okay, and I'm practically naked at a drop of a hat anyway. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. Kelly Sue DeConnick, I don't know if she's the permanent writer on this book, but she really does bring a sense of fun. And well, every other Avengers title is kind of heavy right now. I mean, we got Uncanny Avengers and Hickman's Avengers, and Avengers Academy, which is pretty much like a Battle Royale style series where we see teenagers getting knocked off one by one. It's nice to just lighten up and have some fun. If you like that, definitely check this out. I'm going to give that 4 RAM chips. That's a nice, strong 4 RAM chips. And speaking of Mysticonic, we have issue, where are we here? Issue 9 of Captain Marvel. Now, let's see, Dexter Soy is, I don't think he's on the title anymore. He's replaced by Philippe Andre. And we're just going about our day. Carol is, she just wants to, you know, take her cat to the vet. She has like this headache that she's been having, so she needs to go to the doctor herself. The Tony Stark has like set up like a job for her to do some piloting work that for this, you know, company or mysterious stranger or something like that. And she's just trying to go about her day, you know. Well, then the fucking dinosaurs attack in the middle of the street. So she has to get a cabbie and sort of delightfully trick him into saying how important it is to get the cat. It's Avengers business to the vet. While she and Spider-Woman take out these dinosaurs, and which is a really cool couple-page fight here. And I do like the day planner that keeps popping up in this issue. Well, anyway, oh, by the way, her cat's name is Chewie. I wasn't really too familiar with Chewie up until this issue. I wasn't even sure she had a cat up until, so it's actually nice to see Carol's life a little bit more in this issue. Anyway, she saves the day when she goes to see her contact that Tony was setting her up with, and it's Frank. And Frank's in trouble because he's mixed into some serious business here. Of course, she easily kicks the crap out of those guys and saves Frank. While everybody's like kind of like gotten together here in this doctor's office with Carol, she finds out that headache that she's been having might be some sort of lesion, and the doctor suggests you really shouldn't fly anymore because you might endanger it. So that's what we thought was maybe just a fun little issue, maybe turns into another story arc, so we're going to see what's going on here. The art actually took me a few pages to get used to, but by, I think, the dinosaur fight, I was like, okay, I could do this. It does have kind of an independent, almost Vertigo look to it. For a mainstream Marvel title, it is a little like jarring to see at first, but you really quickly get into it. Much like Dexter Soy's work, actually. I found myself not sure about him when I first started, and then I quickly got into it. I guess it's just when you adjust to a new art style. I think that's the big thing. I really dug this. This is one of my favorite comics of the week. This is 5 RAM chips. If you haven't checked out the Captain Marvel series yet, you really should. I think that's it for now, so push the button, Lindsay.